So here's my hat. We don't know what order we're going to do it in. We're going to pull them out one by one, and then we have to try and come up with the best track from each of Kendrick Lamar's albums. Like I said, I don't know if it's even going to be possible. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on camera or not. First up, oh my gosh. Can you read that? If not, it's To Pimp a Butterfly.
All right, this is easy for me. It would be How Much a Dollar Costs for me. That's my favorite Kendrick song of all time.
Okay.
How Much a Dollar Costs. Wow. That is my easy entry. Don't even gotta look at the list.
Number one, nothing can push you in a different direction on that.
If I had to pick another one, it would be between Wesley's Theory and Hood Politics.
Okay.
But for me, How Much a Dollar Costs is just the beauty of instrumentation that meets storytelling, that meets character art, that meets it. I could do a video alone on how much a dollar costs. The same way I did the damn documentary. I could do a video on that. I'm just gonna shut up. That's my
okay. Because it has like I was thinking about this earlier because that's the first on I wrote down like 3 or 4 for each. But the first one being probably my choice. There's like a mystical element to that track as well. And I think it's conjured by the instrumentation, conjured by his like cadence of his delivery as well. And the way he tells the story. And obviously the story itself kind of has these like spiritual elements and mystical elements, especially towards the end of it. But I think it's just, I mean, the whole thing's a masterpiece, but that might be like, that's up there as pinnacle. It's not my favorite Kendrick song. So what about you, Terrance? Are we in agreement? Because I actually have some potential devil's advocates as well, just to put some question marks in.
I think that How Much a Dollar Costs is definitely probably one of those. It's like the runaway from the album, like the pivotal, like storybook. Like I can get why somebody would pick that, but when I think about that album, I always ask, is that the first track that I'm gonna think of? Does that track speak for the whole album? Like, I'm looking at songs like All Right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like The Black of the Berry and King Kunta as, even though they were like some of the singles, but You Gonna Be All Right? Man, that might be the best one on that one that everybody could agree with. If you're into the storybook and story side of songs, then you would like How Much a Dollar Costs. But for everybody, I think we could all pretty much say that. I think All Right, we gonna be all right. Come on, that might be one
legendary for multiple reasons, musically, politically, everything. I mean, what that stood for politically as well transcended, came over here as well to the UK. But I've got The Black of the Berry written down. More musically, obviously the message, but every song, you can say every song, the message, the concepts, everything. Yeah. But musically, the drive of that song, the pace, the crazy hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's not topping How Much, but
that is Black of the Berry might be it. Black of the Berry, I can't put up How Much a Dollar Costs. But that song has a crazy character arc as well at the end.
The Black of the Berry.
Yeah. That is, and well, you know what? We're not talking about it, but Mortal Man at the very end, when shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? The message of if I wasn't me, if I wasn't so perfect, would y'all still be fans? To me, that song today, he put out that song in 2015?
2015, yeah.
And now where cancel culture is now, where the one little tweet or the one thing from wherever can get you out of here, like. When shit hit the fan, you still a fan. Mortal Man has aged different over the years.
Yeah. I actually had I written down as well, which is
that song too. Commercially, I think that's the best song from the album.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I mean, that was on like video game soundtracks and things like that. It's definitely not going to win for me. So I'm gonna stick with my original, which was How Much a Dollar Cost. I think that's the best song on the album. Are we consensus, or I think Terrell consensus.
Because, if I was just in a room with just y'all two and it's just us three, I could say How Much a Dollar Costs too and be completely fine.
Yeah.
I was just more so speaking for like because you know how, I don't know if you go through this, Jay. We'll have some reactions that are real theory based, less about listening to the music. And then some are the complete opposite. And sometimes you'll have like supporters who are in the middle of that, where they're like, man, I wish y'all would have listened to this more. or I wish I would have deep dived into that more.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely. And you're like, I can't, that first moment is just the first moment. Yeah. Right, next up then. I won't try and hold it to camera this time. I'll just read it out. It's damn.
Damn.
I've got 3 written down. 2 of them begin with F. I haven't decided. My 3, I'll put my 3 out there. It's feel, it's fear, and it's pride. That's my 3.
Over the years, as it's aged, I've appreciated the first track so much. Blood. Blood is the blood wraps the blood is the infinity of the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're talking
it's
best
the beginning
track,
and
not
end.
favorite.
I think fear is so real.
Fear is that one. Sing that one real. Fear. I'm losing it.
It's not a place. Is that XXX?
Sing Fear, JD.
Fear is the one where he talks about, I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass.
Oh, yeah.
I beat your ass, keep talking about. I beat your ass, who talking to
Yeah.
you? You told it.
So it's when he's the
damn,
young,
yeah, all
from
right.
his mum's point of view, and then it's like the 3 points of view, him when he's older, and it's like the sort of generational anxiety. That's
Why
generations
God do? Why God?
Yeah, I remember that. All right, bet. But I feel like a chip on my shoulder. Like that's
his delivery on that song, dude, and the music, the instrumentation transcends genre, transcends everything. I think a lot of Damn transcends genre, and I think that you could say that definitely for To Pimp a Butterfly as well. But some of the musical choices in Damn, it doesn't. I mean, it is a hip hop album, but it doesn't really sound like one in the sense that you go, okay, this is the production, this is the beat, this is the instrumentation, these are the hooks. Like it's like so, but it's not super experimental. I mean, it is experimental. I'm running myself in circles, but Fear to me is almost Feel is like, who else could ever create? I mean, I guess you can say that about all the songs, but who could ever create this?
Right. That's a good point. Fear, it would be the, you know what? My pick is going to be Humble. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was wondering if anyone would go to the DNAs, to the Humbles.
Because when you listen to the album top to bottom, and then listen to the album bottom to top, like if you listen to the deluxe backwards, Humble has 2 completely different meanings. And from the top to bottom, it's more so Kendrick telling everybody else to be humble. And then when you listen to it bottom to top, it's Kendrick talking to himself and reminding himself to be humble, which is why Pride would come next. And Lust comes after Humble when you listen to it from top to bottom. And then when you look at the video and you see Kendrick looking in the camera, he's looking at himself.
Damn.
It's so much in Humble, even though that's also the commercial track that has a Big Sean diss in it.
Yeah.
Well, I would also be okay with the consensus being Fear.
I would be okay with the consensus being Fear too.
Fear is probably where I'm sticking myself.
Yeah.
But what you just said about Humble, I never really thought about it in that way before, especially when you had the video into it. And that did send chills down the spine. I can't lie, but yeah.
And
Fear
God
speaks to me
as well. God has 2 different meanings when you listen top to bottom too.
God has 2 different meanings too.
Yeah. They're all good. I'm not a big fan of Loyalty. That's the only one. I know that's like a cliche thing to say. And I love Rihanna, but that song just didn't ever really connect with me. And I listened to it again today and still the same feeling about that one. It's fine, but it didn't hit the level. So
I think that's the song that Kendrick was talking about when he said he went commercial, right? Him saying that he went mainstream. He didn't say he went mainstream. He said something like that. You know what I'm talking about? When he said how y'all let the braids on TV.
It was because of that.
It was because this album, and I think Loyalty was like a very commercial for the ladies to just speaking on terms of loyalty. So I understand why that one would be one that's like, all right, this one cool, but it's not as deep as the others.
It's one of the less dense tracks on the album too. It's pretty cut.
So are we stuck between Fear and Humble for these? Because we could always put 2 from an album and then come to it at the end.
I'm going Humble. We gotta put 2.
Oh, okay then. Is it
Humble?
There's 3 of us, so it can be a democratic thing. Like if you got the deciding, if it's between those 2, Terrance, then you got the deciding vote.
Between Humble and Fear.
And if it's not between either of those, then we're stuck.
We are stuck. I would put Humble just because of the deep meaning and because of the stature of that song. I feel like if Damn is an amusement park, then I feel like Humble is like the biggest ride there.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be the best, but I think the biggest attraction for the album, and also the biggest.
How can you say it's the best and then say it might not be the best?
Right, that's what I'm saying. This is about. No, I said it's the biggest ride.
Yeah, but we're deciding the best song.
What's the best? Because we'll put it like this: to say what's the best is very subjective.
Of course,
I could like the horn of a song and say this song is better. Like Terrell doesn't like mad songs from that Future project that I love. So that's why I'd be so tired in picking, because I know I'm being subjective. If you had to pick between Fear and Humble, for which one is the best?
Yeah.
For which one is the best? I have to go Humble. And
I'll have to go
Humble.
I'll hold that. That's fine. I think that's good.
Probably because I live with this guy though.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
No, I get that. But listen, I mean, Humble was a mind-blowing moment for me when I first saw the video. That was what led me to go and listen to an album I might not have listened to. Led me to a whole career. So, shout out Humble, definitely. So, yeah, okay. Now, I think we've got a system here. 2 to go. Just under 4 studio albums, as opposed to the Black Panther or Untitled Unmastered. Okay, it's Good Kid, M.A.A.d City.
This should be a little bit easier for me.
Okay.
I already have some favorite tracks. It's for me, I'm gonna give you 3, Jay.
I got 3 too.
Art of Peer Pressure.
Okay.
Good Kid and Sing About Me. I'm down with it. For me.
Mine, hands, the best track on this album is Sing About Me. I'm down with it. That song will make you cry.
Yeah. I don't see a world where I can argue against that, but just for the sake of a discussion, if nothing else, my 3, of course, Sing About Me, and seeing as that's all in all of our 3, it's probably going to end up winning. But I've also got Money Trees, masterpiece of a song, and musically as well, and M.A.A.d City as opposed to Good Kid, just for the energy, the franticness in Kendrick's voice and the delivery on that track. Amazing song. Not one to sing along at a concert for me if he ever brings it up on stage, so I won't be doing that. But yes. But I mean, Sing About Me, Down to Thirst was one of the ones when I first started reacting to music. We did like Logic and we did some Cole and stuff, and then everybody in the comments was like, you have to do this song, you have to do this song, you have to do this song. We were like, 12 minutes, oh, okay. And mind-blowing. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to react to it a second time a couple of years later, way more understanding and appreciation of hip-hop by that point when I did the full album reaction on my channel, and it blew me away again in a different way. I listened to it today, and the bit where he says he's never going to fade away and then he fades away, I know that's like slightly more gimmicky than the rest of the song, but if that doesn't hit you in the depth of your spirit, I don't know what will. You're just emotionally dead, so...
It is. And a fun fact about Sing About Me, I'm Down to Thirst is when you listen to a song like Mortal Man on To Pimp a Butterfly, when shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? And when you listen to God, this is what God feel like. Sing About Me, I'm Down to Thirst comes from the Kendrick that's stuck in the hood. And if something happens to me, just make sure y'all celebrate me even at a hood level. And then Mortal Man is, if something happens to me as an artist, just promise me y'all are gonna still be a fan. If something happens to me as an artist, if they can't try to cancel me at this level, if they take me out at this level, just please still be a fan of me. And then on Damn, when you get this, what God feel like is I've reached a level where I feel like I am God. I feel like I've already transcended what I can do on earth. So now it doesn't matter because I've reached that level. And it's all about bringing him back down to earth with you. That basically, Sing About Me has done so much to get us to what we ended up getting. So it's for 100% Sing About Me. 100%.
I'm with you. Sarah, yeah.
For me, my favorite song would be Art of Peer Pressure because I'm a film guy, and I feel like if we always talk about if Good Kid, M.A.A.d City was a movie, I feel like the Art of Peer Pressure would be that one track that we would visually see. Like that would really make that film, if it was a film. But I would stick with the consensus of Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. I would be happy to lose. You know what I'm saying?
So the last one, I may as well just do it for dramatic effect. Last one. Of course, Section.80. Now, obviously not one that's not an album that's discussed anywhere near as much as the other three, I would say. But I still think a masterpiece of a record, as far as I'm concerned. And going back and actually listening to it again today, my favorite song from this record is one of my favorite Kendrick songs, if not my favorite Kendrick song, which is Keisha's song. Just one of my favorite songs ever. But I went back through and obviously Rigor Mortis, which we didn't get, to be honest, when we first reacted to it back on Rock Reacts because of the way the beat works. Now I love Rigor Mortis.
Now, the power delivery. We were just talking about if Rigor Mortis was that one. I haven't heard this album, I feel like, in so long that I don't feel like my opinion is as genuine as it would be. I need that second re-listen because I might have a new fave, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with these videos, and when I do these, it's like it's that you're deciding the best song, but you can change your mind tomorrow. Like it's you know, and then we'll do another video.
That's
so
the
it's
basis
easy.
of what we do, and you know what? That is also what shoots us in the back sometimes because we'll have a reaction, and then these people have had a chance to listen to the albums 6 times over. It's our first listen, and that's the one that lives online for the rest of.
I know.
And now you love a song that you originally were like, that's all right, I might come back to it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Keisha's song might be it. What did I pick though? I had 3. We had
Reagan era,
Ronald Reagan era, Rigor Mortis, and then that one, Keisha song.
We had ADHD too, just because that is that song to me sounds like Section.80, ADHD. I don't know, it's because it's the first song that we all hear when we get in our car. If you have the album added to, and then your Bluetooth automatically plays.
Oh yeah.
It could be that. It's been drilled in my head. When I hear it, I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna go with Rigor Mortis just because of his delivery. I think that in 2011, that really showed like he was really rapping.
Yeah.
And that's where, did you know how we get like for free on Tip Butterfly, like where he could really take some jazzy shit and really just, it was so unconventional back then. And I think that song might have aged the best. But
yeah. And that beat, the instrumental is from a funeral march in New Orleans. Is that correct? That's what, when I did some reading.
I believe so.
Yeah, about it. Because I remember at the time when we first heard it, it was just like the rapping was amazing. But that was when it took me a while to tune my ear differently to listening to hip hop as I listen to it now than I did when I first started reacting. And then before, when I used to listen to the Blueprint and fucking Kanye back in the day, and even back in the 90s, it was more just listening to instrumentals and then flow, and then you pick up certain lyrics along the way. Whereas now I just feel like I just hear it differently, and I think I hear it very similar to how you guys hear it or other people who are hip hop fans, because I am like a deep level hip hop fan these days, and so my appreciation for that song, like I said, so different now. And listening to it today, I just had the lyrics open, and I was like, the way he's folding the rhymes, the delivery as well, is just incredible.
It is.
And he doesn't do that very often. That for the fast rapping, the choppier flows, it's just like, yeah, I can do this.
I remember my boy Ashton that I used to go to film school, that we went to film school with, was really heavy on that style of rapping that Kendrick had at that moment.
And we were not fans.
When we first got into, not even, I would say got into hip hop, but we were listening to our local music, which is go-go, for a long time. And then we eventually came back to hip hop. And when we came back, we didn't really like the fast rap wittiness of Kendrick. We kind of felt like it was like this, this conscious rap, It was fitting in with an older class of rappers.
Yeah.
Where you had this new 2010 wave of dancing and party anthems that was just running the streets. So I felt like Kendrick floated under the radar and was this real like rappy rap dude for a long time. Before conscious rap, I felt like of the new day was more like appreciated.
The lane expanded a little bit. So between 2012, we started college at the end of 2012. By the end of college, we had grown an appreciation for Kendrick, which was only 2. We only went to college.
Yeah.
2 years accelerated. So 2014, And then the next year we got To Pimp a Butterfly, and that just completely changed everything. And then we went back and listened to Good Kid over after that. And it's almost like when you watch a movie when you're young, and then you watch that same movie that you feel like you saw when you're older, and it's like,
It's funny you should say that, because I couldn't sleep 2 nights ago, and Taxi Driver was on the TV. And I remember, because I went before film school, well, what have you got to watch? You got to make sure you've seen Taxi Driver, you got to see, you know what I mean? And I remember I was like 17, because the way my birthday works was like just before I went to college when I was 18. So I was still 17 at the time. Watched Taxi Driver, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. I didn't understand that shit at all. I didn't understand any of it, but I watched about 45 minutes of it yesterday, and I was like, oh, okay. Now the whole language of it, the cinematic language of it, the performance, it just made way more sense to me as nearly 40 now. That's happening in August. That's bad, but I think Kendrick at that level, if you're 18, 19 years old, is probably, not saying that people at that age can't understand him, and obviously he was young himself, but for most people at that age, you're just not quite there in your life experience to be thinking, it takes a few more years to really appreciate what he's doing. And I think even as I get older and older and older, I just appreciate it more and more and more and more and more. So what are we saying then? Are we saying Rigor Mortis, or are we saying Keisha's song?
I love Keisha's song, but I'm going to go Rigor Mortis. We originally picked Rigor Mortis.
Shit, man.
But
Keisha's songs are one of my favorite songs of all time.
That's a we haven't heard the project in a minute opinion. Because I felt like if I listen again, am I so sure, wow, that might be a decent flashback, Yeah. That Section.80.
Especially right now.
Especially
right now. Timing's good. Yeah. Those 3 verses, the story that he tells on Keisha's song, the hook, the visuals of it. And I think there's something as well for a British guy I've never been to LA. I've always wanted to, but as English people, we live our lives vicariously through Hollywood and Los Angeles and those places, just through so much cinematic language and and then playing like GTA and stuff like that. But the images that he conjures in that song, just of the boulevards, because I've seen them. I've never been there, but I felt like I've been there. Do you know what I mean? I've lived through so many, but I've only lived through the lens of LA. And Kendrick really captures that for me with that hook, which is a very unusual type of hook for a hip hop song, especially 11 years ago. Almost like a kind of rocky or strange hooks, not very, And then the unbelievable storytelling, the harshness of it, the way it ends.
Yeah.
That to me is one of his masterpieces. And that's nothing against Rigor Mortis. So I had to stand up for my song. Even if I'm outvoted, I had to stand up for my song.
I don't blame you. Keisha's song might be up there. If Terrell votes Keisha's song, we can go Keisha's song. I might have to go Keisha's song, Terrence. That's why I said I will let y'all 2 dominate this one, because John might have sold me back. I think he might have sold me back.
That's a big moment. It's a big moment for me if that's happened. But yeah, I've got to stick my ground. I haven't listened to them both again today.
I'm gonna say let's go for Keisha's story, and I'm gonna take what you just said, and then keep that in mind when I go and listen back to it. Because you don't listen, when you get other people's perspective, it's like that. I wasn't even looking at it like that.
Right, so, okay then. We've got 4. We've got Humble. We've got Keisha's song. We've got Sing About Me. And we've got How Much the Dollar Cost. Can we pick, to end this video, can we pick Kendrick Lamar's greatest song of all time as of 10th of May 2022, before the next album comes out, and we are entitled to change our minds within the hour?
To put How Much the Dollar Cost up against Sing About Me.
I think that's the 2, isn't it? Is Humble out of there? I think Humble's out of there in my opinion.
Bye Humble.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna argue for Keisha's song over those 2. I've already won my little battle with that one. Yeah. So those 2 are out. So I think it is Sing About Me versus How Much a Dollar. I'll just give a couple of thoughts on both.
Yeah.
I don't like arguing against Sing About Me in anything, and I'll basically back down. If someone wants to argue for it, I'll back down. It's not my hill to die on ever. But in terms of which one I was going to listen to, if that matters, if I was going to pick one to listen to musically to enjoy, then it would be How Much the Dollar Cost for the instrumentation, for the fact it's not 12 minutes long. Just the general enjoyment of it, the how wrapped up it all is. I was going to say the storytelling, but that would be unfair on the other song. But
Wow.
I mean, does that matter? Does that argument matter? And do I even? Is that even my favorite? I don't know if it is.
I would say because of the artist that Kendrick is, it depends on how you look at it. But for me, that argument wouldn't matter, only because with Kendrick, there's not too many songs I'm listening to for the enjoyment more than I might be listening for like the message. Like, as we know, we've always heard people say that Kendrick will get smoked in the verses, or you couldn't take Kendrick music into a club, or nobody wants to go to a party listening to Kendrick. But, which I don't agree with. But I don't really agree with either. I think
I don't either, but yeah. Not that I've been to a club in like 10 years, but yeah.
But I think Sing About Me just defines his like career low-key. You know what I mean? Like, what does Kendrick Lamar do that's different than anyone? That. Yeah, but storytelling, perspective, speaking from his perspective and another person's perspective on the track. Like,
which one are you talking about? That's both of these songs, right?
I'm talking about Sing. I'm talking about the long one. I'm going How Much a Dollar Costs to me. Okay. 60-40, like 60%.
Shit.
40. Only reason is because outside of what John's saying about like the instrumentation, the way it sounds, plus the message, like How Much a Dollar Costs, it's more to feed your mind, water, sun, and love and the one you love is all you need, and all you need is the air you breathe. It just speaks to like how people look at life in such a fucked up way that we've gotten so far away from just being human. Because that homeless man asked him for a single bill from you. And he said, I said I didn't have it and closed the door. And then it goes back into, you just close your way out of like heaven for a single dollar, something as small as a dollar. And even though Sing About Me has these crazy hills, right, between these different stories, I can't put that over How Much a Dollar Costs. To me, that song, I could do a video on Sing About Me. You just convinced me that it's Sing About Me. Really? Yeah.
What, from that? Because I was like, I was done. That's it.
Yeah.
I felt was fucking fire.
How it was a good concept, that one song, but I felt like it's the great idea. Could we say that's his best song? Yeah. I think that was a great. It's like a great game. But is it career defining? I felt like Sing About Me is just so much bigger in depth. Does the twist spoil it? Does the I am God part spoil it for you? No. It's like I said, because what puts Sing About Me above for you? What puts Sing About Me above is the actual song, like the message of the song, or like the concept. I like the concept of Sing About Me / Dying of Thirst over How Much a Dollar Costs, even though I really understand and grasp the concept of that one. But if I were to put the two up against each other, I like Sing About Me. Like, that to me says that could be an artist's last song ever. That could have been Kendrick. Imagine Kendrick Lamar dies after he put out Sing About Me versus him getting something happening after he puts out How Much a Dollar Costs. It'd be like, yo, sing about to even for now. Man, you saying a whole bunch of nothing. Even for now. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. I'm not going to tell you what Sing About Me is about and go through the whole thing. Because I'm just saying my opinion. I look at that song as like a defining. I see it because it came early. You could be right in the fact that Sing About Me, we wouldn't have How Much a Dollar Costs without Sing About Me. It's like the graduation of the pen. You wouldn't have one without the other, sure. But to me, well, you know what? I respect your opinion. I don't think it's because of it came first. I just think the song, period. I think How Much a Dollar Costs, what did you say, JD? As far as listening to these two tracks, I'd rather listen to Sing About Me.
That's fair. I mean, when those drums start, the sort of clacky
it's got
drums
like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's real laid back.
Yeah.
Like,
ding, ding, ding. Okay. I hope I don't get claimed for that. Yeah.
Yeah. How Much a Dollar Costs is like it's a dope ass experience, but it's also a story. Like, it's this it's a long story that has a great ending versus where I feel like Sing About Me is a collection of stories, but it also like I think it showcases a bunch of different layers of Kendrick Lamar within that one song.
Does.
Versus How Much a Dollar Costs being prime level Kendrick. I feel like Sing About Me shows you the many faces of the artist Kendrick Lamar. I'm sorry.
That's a good argument, but I'm not rolling.
Y'all can roll. Y'all can roll with How Much
I'm
a Dollar
sticking
Costs.
to you know. And you know what?
That's one of my favorite songs too, though.
You almost had me at the end because it does show like from a very surface level how vast his mind works in terms of like being a one of the elite storytellers. But
from 16,
I think that is eclipsed at How Much a Dollar Costs. I showed y'all what I could do on Sing About Me, and I've eclipsed that.
I don't feel like I can have the deciding vote here, but I'm happy for it to be split because I can't argue against Sing About Me. I've already said that I can't do it. How much a dollar cost? I don't feel, you guys are, I was watching you guys talk about Kendrick. That's why I'm here. So I'm not deciding between the Mallory brothers. I can't do it. If both of them have to win,
I'm going.
You could go Sing About Me. Honestly, I can go Sing About Me. I'm just in my mind, in my heart of hearts.
If we were doing a favorites list, I would go How Much a Dollar Costs.
Oh, so How Much a Dollar Cost wins then?
That's a fact.
Okay, well, then How Much a Dollar Costs wins. I thought y'all said we were doing best songs.
But you said favorite.
How Much a Dollar Costs is my favorite of those two, but I still kind of recognize Sing About Me as
It's a better
more song that represents Kendrick's best song. If somebody said, what's Kendrick's best song? I'd be like, well, I like this one.
That's a good, what jumps into your head straight away? If someone just goes, what's Kendrick's best song? Because I did this. What's Kanye's best song? I went Runaway in my head. And then I did a whole fucking 30-minute video and then ended up at Runaway. So I was like, that was a waste of time.
Well, 100% I agree. Runaway to me is Kanye's best song.
If somebody asked me that question, I would probably say Sing About Me, which is, I know I've flipped there, but I probably would.
You know what?
That lets y'all know the answer.
Yeah, because if somebody asks me, I'm about to start listening to Kendrick, what song should I listen to? I'm not going to push them to How Much a Dollar Costs yet.
Or if somebody says, I want to know what Kendrick Lamar is like. What type of music does Kendrick Lamar make? Or what type of art? Why does everybody love Kendrick Lamar? Let me sing you this track.
I'm going to give you Sing About Me. Sing About Me wins. Because like you said, JD, you really can't argue against it. But somebody can make an argument against How Much a Dollar Costs.
I think they can. And I've got to go with it for that
Sing
reason.
About Me. Right.
Yeah.
With Sing About Me.
Yeah. I think we made it. So for now, as of 10th of May, before Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers comes out on Friday, and it might get eclipsed. Who knows?
Might
do. But yeah, Sing About Me, Dying of Thirst, Kendrick Lamar's best song as decided. What a moment it's been. I know this video is fire because I've just got to watch YouTube to talk about this stuff, which has been a dream for me. So I know this is a fire video.
Awesome, man.
So yeah, thanks so much for coming on. Hopefully we can do it again as well. But yeah, enjoy Friday, man. I'm so excited. It's going to be a big day of editing and filming and all that stuff. But that's why we do this, right? So. Wow.
Yep, it's gonna be a super busy weekend. Believe it or not, our birthday is on Sunday.
What a weekend!
So the weekend is definitely just ridiculous.
Yeah, Kendrick, 100th podcast, birthday.
It's a lot going on this
Amazing.
weekend, bro.
And
happy birthday to you. This is my present to you guys. That just my company.
The best present. And JD, just want to give you flowers, man. We've got to take a front seat view at your ascension. From when you first started your channel to taking it full time and just putting out hella content. Now you got the JD Rocks channel that's getting ready to blow up too. And it's just great to see, man. Like you got a true, like this community of people that listen to music online. There's the Sean C's, there's us, there's you, there's Complex, there's Dev. There's so many different opinions and you literally found your place.
Yes, man.
I appreciate that.
Perfect part of that.
More than you can imagine. More than you can imagine. So thank you so much for those kind words. And yeah, you guys are the goats of this as far as I'm concerned. So let's go. Yeah.
Appreciate it, JD. But we definitely got to do this more.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's also comment below if you want to see more. I think I know what the answer is going to be. But yeah, let us know. All right. Guys, thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one. All right. Peace.
I'm my man, JD.
Oh, nah.